And hello everybody, and welcome to the Training Grounds Division I of GMan Season 14 ReBBL and their Week 1 recap. So, when we last looked at these teams, we were still missing one coach. We've been thankfully joined by Ambi Tanque and his Rebels Official Zoo, Underworld Denizens. Let's take a quick look at the team. This will be, of course, after their first week result. But I noticed that they were missing about 5 players for that game. Luckily, they've got most of those back now and are only missing 1 for next week. But we'll save that for later in the show. So happy to have Ambi Tanque aboard. Now let's look at the results for the week. Well, we've had 3 victories by a score of 1-2 with the Nuke taking it over the Rebels Official Zoo. That would be Rugbart and his Necro versus the aforementioned Ambi Tanque and his Underworld team. Then we had Octochicken and IKEA against the High Elves of Mrzimsvee in a 2-1 victory for the Norse. And then finally, we had a 0-1, what looked to be, on paper at least, a narrow defeat by the orcs of CthulhuCollector, his Waaagh Beasts, by the bretONIONs of Seba, the bretONIONs, of course. But we'll take a look at these games in a bit more detail as we go through them. Game 1 with Rebels Official Zoo versus Nuke. First permanent removal goes to Rugbart, with Sheep taking an MNG. Glart gets Radium like a wolf down to the ground, and there's a gang foul coming.
On the player's neck with those beats that hard.
With a kill. No regen, and Dribble Snot, who has not been very effective, but manages a triple takedown. Penguin remains isolated from play and really stupids in midfield. Dribble Snot is back to his old ways, removing himself, leaving the Underworld thrower Bear to bear down on the touchline for a 1-0. A lovely one-turn setup from Rugbart sets Seba Prometheum into scoring position.
The domino effect in action. Look at all those players sitting down on the job.
But an inaccurate pass ends up in Rebel car sponsored. The Goblin, who was pushed on the line of scrimmage, despite being in 3 tackle zones. Nice catch, 1-0 at the half. More damage incoming as Reflexovium is another victim of Glart. Rugbart opts for the slow-speed zombie blitz that results in a both down and leaves the ball exposed for a potential Goblin throw. Having mostly abandoned his Gobbo friends in the first half, let's see how Penguin is getting on at the start of the second. Not well.
Time on the bench.
Rugbart is able to recover the ball on a white and screen off to one side. Seba Prometheum is still looking for some revenge for his fallen brother. Stop. But the unlikely hero is actually a no-skill zombie with a 1-die block. A second try at the pass by Thorium Film gets it to Seba Prometheum in scoring range, who runs it in on turn 14. A 1-1 draw. Will Rebels official Zoo get the winner with 3 turns remaining? The Underworld rushed down the left side, leaving our first half hero, Bear, to pick up the ball. Or not. Can our hero, Rebel Car, sponsored, do anything to stop the score? Nope. Saber takes the ball in with a 2-1 victory. Stat of note, Underworld finishing the match with 6 unused rerolls. And we have Octochicken versus Mrzimsvee, Norse versus High Elves. It was a violence-packed game, right from the first hit. With a Norse taking out High Elf lineman right on the line of scrimmage. Dead. The High Elves would not give Peace a chance either, coming in for a big foul on Pax, which also kills him. Apo working in this case to bring Pax back to life. The Elves not really respecting the jump up hits here and coming in with another one from the ground, taking out their only catcher. So the High Elves were unable to stop the Norse from taking the score, with the strength blodge runner Hulestad bringing the ball in to make it 1-0 at the half. And he put this one to bed. In the second half, the Elves are able to run through quite easily, and without stalling, they bring up a 1-1 score. A failed dodge allowing that to open up for them. And looks like more hits coming in, perhaps a surf here. With a blitz from the ground, frenzying into the Ulf, but no, gets the POW anyway and knocks him down to the sideline. Will we see a pylon? Of course we will. Taking out another Elf, this time the Blodge Blitzer. And it looks like the Norse have screened the ball off well. But crazy Elf dodges are able to manufacture a 1-die hit on the ball. Will they find the 1 in 6 they need on the plus strength Blodge runner? And they find the POW to bring down Hulestad. And a stun, leaving the ball wide open for the Agi 5 lineman to come in and grab it. But a failed pickup, and a 1 had to be rerolled. Dodges out, and it's an easy punt down the field. But no, another 1 means that he needs to take some lessons in not rolling 1s from his teammates. And with that, Luck gets a touchdown, and perhaps a match ball to put on the shelf. Final score, 2-1 for Octochicken's IKEA. And finally, CthulhuCollector's Waaagh Beasts versus Seba Bear's bretONIONs.
The attacker has an assist.
And we'll see more turn 1 removals, with Lone being the first to go in this game. The hits keep coming in on the Orcs with Goose, another victim. What is going on here? Removal after removal for the Orcs. AV9 armor has been papered today. There goes another one with Panther down. This first half is getting ridiculous. More incoming with a foul on the thrower. And Toad is dead. Unbelievable from the Orcs armor today. Just not holding up to the Brets at all. Here comes another foul, this time on the Troll. Wombat. And another removal from the Orc team. CthulhuCollector being decimated in the first half here. And it doesn't even reach in. Brets have the ball on the line, but Quad Skulls denies them the score. Let's look at that injury box. Kaz box is here. Oh dear. Looking bad for the Orcs after the first half. And how about those Brets? Not a single removal. Unbelievable. AV9 versus mostly AV7 and 8. Not looking like a good day. It gets worse. A blitz from the Brets on their kickoff, or on the Orcs kickoff. And the Orcs are able to recover with Banana Slug in the backfield, but he goes for the risky pass. Stunty pass is a 4+4. Has to be re-rolled and fails. Orcs finally doing some damage here. Maybe they've forgotten the ball at this point, but they'll go in and get their revenge for that awful display in the first half. But instead, more Orcs still going down. Tasmanian Devil just a stun though. And a rare skull and a 1-die from the Brets onto a Mighty Blow player gets the usual result of a removal there. And the star player Willow also finally going down on turn 11. MNG there. Another hitting coming from a Black Orc. And we see Dull Sam injured and removed from the game. Clearly the Orcs just going for damage now, ignoring the ball, letting the Brets just score on the last turn. Carry it in with Francois de Quinel, bringing home the victory for the bretONIONs of Seba Bear. Better luck next time for the Orcs. And hello everybody, and I'm back. Still Kanuki. Yeah, so I spent a wee bit too much time selecting and editing those highlights this week. I doubt I will be doing that again in that same format, but it was fun to try and learn some fun new tools along the process. What not to do, like do that ever again. Anyway, just have time to quickly look through the teams and look forward to the results, or at least the matchups for next week. Luckily, I got this done before any of the scheduled games have managed to get in. All right, so let's go quickly through the teams, starting again with CthulhuCollector's Orcs. Obviously going to be missing a thrower. It doesn't look like he's hired one back, but solid lineups. He's gotten in touch and told me that, well, especially after that match where Mighty Blow did nothing, he's taking even more money. Those are solid levels, although I'd be looking to probably get some sooner later. He's got one on the roll, but some more mobile guard maybe on the next blitz or the last blitzer. He's got Mighty Blow and tackle already well sorted there, but not bad. This Goose is looking like hitting a level soon. Loon still needs a bit of work, and a dirty player. Lineman is all you need. And it also got Goblin, Banana Slug, who can do... Oh, he did get a new thrower. Sorry, I missed that one. Gremlin. All right. And Octochicken. And his lovely IKEA-themed Norse team looking pretty solid. He's got, of course, Waaagh coming built in with the Yeti. Elves starting to develop a bit. Got still that one missing point on Poang. And then the killer packs still alive in this division despite the best efforts of those high elves. And that amazing blodge. There's now... Is it... It had sure hands before? Check. Might have been a new level there. And only an Agi bust. Line fodder, I think that's acceptable. And then Rebels official zoo. Yeah, we looked at this team before. Didn't notice any E levels here, but at least getting their core players back.
Did you know bathroom facilities have only been built in modern stadia since
touchdown in the last
decade.
match. Yeah, that must have been a level for movement then.
Well, actually, no one knows where it went.
That touchdown, putting him over the edge, so that's pretty nice. Control. You've got the goblins to throw. Anyway, solid looking team. Agi 2 is livable with Hippopotamus, the second Skaven Blitzer. Right, and on to Nuke Romantics. And yep, Xenon like the Wolf, replacing Radium like the Wolf, the previous Mighty Blow, and which had taken the AV bust, but he's still got the Mighty Blow plus Agi, David Prometheum, who was a terror in that last game, both on offense and kills, or at least doing some damage. And is only 1 point away from his next level, so that player's developed expectedly rather quickly. And guard on both whites. I know he wanted to replace. He had lost 1 white early and finally got guard on both. And we'll see what's next for My Polonium Way. Flesh Golem still needs that first level on the second one, but Plutonium Earth well and away with block skill there. And yeah, nothing much except the old dirty player zombies, which is what you need. Mrzimsvee found his high elves. We've taken a level with the blister. I think that was the one that got
refreshing glass of Bloodvisor.
last game. But he still managed to survive long enough to take his next level, which he hasn't done yet. So speculation, who knows what he could be getting there. On a blitzer, unless he rolled doubles, Mighty Blow would be the obvious choice, but maybe just go in for some tackle with those goblins still coming up. A couple other teams where it might be useful. But solid looking elf team. Seba Bears bretONION. And one more level on the touchdown scorer on Francois de Quinel, obvious brother of Thibaut. And haven't taken that level either. Again, I will plead guilty. I don't know anything about what Brett's might take, but Bludge would be the obvious choice, I would think, there on a normal. Right. And thankfully, because of we have our 16 join, we don't need to look at the AI team. All right, finally, let's look ahead to next week's matchups. We have Octochicken and his Norse IKEA against ReBBL's official zoo. That would be Ambi Tanque and his Underworld, which should be a spicy one and full of violence. Ooh, how much to tackle? I guess they have, yeah. Octochicken had quite a bit of tackle, I guess. He's got at least the 2, so that should come in handy against the goblins and get a bit of damage incoming. But as mentioned, Ambi Tanque with his record from Div 5, able to dish it out. Although Claw not meaning much in this match. And we have Nuke Romantics against Waaagh Beasts, and this is going to be quite an interesting one. In fact, a replay of Rugbart versus CthulhuCollector from our Div 5E division, and so it'd be hard to see if well, it would be nice to see, I would say, if CthulhuCollector's luck could change. But Rugbart has been on a pretty good roll with his new Romantic, so it could be a challenge also with that claw introduced there from the werewolves, who are looking dangerous even with a fresh one. And finally, ramping up elves, the high elf team of Mrzimsvee versus bretONIONs of Seba Bear, and that probably the most random result to predict. Of course, any of these could be very difficult challenges, but not knowing how Brett can stand up to the quick scoring pace of the high elves, I might have to look for some high elf victory there. But of course, we've seen that Bretts can take damage, and if they are able to get those removals in early, it could make things a very long day for those poor high elves. All right, so we'll probably return to a more casual guest format in the next week, but I wanted to try something new, and it was a good learning. Learning was never do this again. So good luck in your matches this week, and look forward to seeing them. Not sure if we'll be able to cast any this week, but we'll see what we can manage. And yeah, catch you for the next recap in about a week's time. Take care, everyone.